Brian, you look energized today. Did you do something different this morning?
Actually, yes. I started a new morning routine about 2 weeks ago where I wake up earlier and go for a short jog before breakfast. It has been making such a difference in how I feel throughout the day.
That's amazing. I've been wanting to start exercising in the morning, but I keep hitting the snooze button and going back to sleep. It's such a hard habit to break.
I know that struggle so well. I used to do the same thing, hitting snooze 3 or 4 times every morning. It took me a while to actually get into this new routine.
Well, it's clearly working for you. You seem really alert and awake right now.
Thanks. I feel much better when I start the day with some movement rather than rushing around feeling stressed.
I can imagine. I think habits like that, the ones that affect how your whole day goes, are so powerful, but also so hard to establish.
Absolutely. And it is interesting how some habits feel almost automatic once you get into them, while others require constant effort.
Right. Like brushing your teeth is automatic, but going to the gym still feels like a struggle, even after months of doing it.
Exactly.
So, Brian, can I ask you something?
Sure. What's on your mind?
What do you think is your best habit? The one you're most proud of?
That is a good question. I think my best habit is probably reading before bed. I have been doing this for years now, and it has become such a natural part of my evening routine. Instead of scrolling on my phone or watching TV right before sleep, I read for about 30 minutes, and it really helps me relax and unwind.
That's a wonderful habit. I've heard that reading before bed is much better for sleep quality than looking at screens. Do you feel like it helps you sleep better?
Definitely. I fall asleep more easily, and I feel more rested in the morning. Plus, I just enjoy it. It gives me time to escape into a different world for a bit before the day ends.
I love that. I used to read a lot before bed, but I've gotten out of the habit recently. I keep telling myself I'll start again, but then I just end up watching videos on my phone instead.
That is such an easy trap to fall into. Screens are so addictive.
They really are.
Right.
So what about bad habits? What's a bad habit you're trying to break, Brian?
Oh, I have a few. One bad habit I am working on is procrastination. I tend to put off tasks that I find boring or difficult, and then I end up rushing to finish them at the last minute. It creates unnecessary stress, but I still find myself doing it.
I can relate to that so much. I'm also a procrastinator, especially with things like paperwork or cleaning. I'll tell myself I'll do it later, and then later turns into next week, and suddenly it's become this huge, overwhelming task.
Right. And the longer you put it off, the worse it feels.
Exactly. It's like the task grows in your mind and becomes this monster you're avoiding.
That is such a perfect description.
Have you found any strategies that help you procrastinate less?
I have been trying a few things. One thing that helps is breaking tasks into smaller, more manageable steps instead of looking at the whole thing at once. So instead of thinking, I need to clean the entire house, I'll think, I'll just clean the kitchen for 15 minutes. That feels less overwhelming and easier to start.
That's a really smart approach. I think the hardest part is always just starting, but once you're actually doing the task, it's usually not as bad as you imagined.
Absolutely. The anticipation is often worse than the actual work.
So true. Okay, here's another question. How long do you think it takes to form a new habit?
I have heard different things about this. Some people say it takes 21 days, others say 66 days or even longer. I think it probably depends on the habit and the person. Simple habits might form faster, while more complex ones take longer.
That makes sense. I think it also depends on how motivated you are and whether the habit feels rewarding or just like a chore. If you enjoy the habit or see immediate benefits, it's probably easier to stick with it.
Good point. Positive reinforcement definitely helps. Like with my morning jog, I started to feel more energized pretty quickly, so that motivated me to keep going.
Right, you got that immediate payoff. But some habits like saving money or eating healthier don't always have immediate rewards, so they're harder to maintain.
That is very true. Delayed gratification is much harder than instant gratification.
Definitely. What about bad habits? Why do you think they're so hard to break?
I think bad habits are hard to break because they often serve some kind of purpose, even if it is not a healthy one, like, if someone has a habit of stress eating, the habit provides temporary comfort or distraction from uncomfortable feelings. So even though you know it is not good for you, it is filling some kind of need in the moment.
That's a really insightful way to think about it. Bad habits usually give us some kind of short-term benefit, even if they're harmful in the long run. Like smoking might help someone feel calm temporarily, or staying up late scrolling on your phone might help you avoid thinking about something stressful.
Exactly. And that is why just trying to stop a bad habit through willpower alone often does not work. You need to understand what need the habit is filling and find a healthier way to meet that need.
That makes a lot of sense. So if you're stress eating, maybe you need to find other ways to cope with stress like exercise or talking to a friend.
Right. Replace the bad habit with a better one.
I like that approach. All right, here's a different kind of question. Do you think it's realistic to try to change multiple habits at once, or should you focus on one at a time?
I think focusing on one habit at a time is more realistic for most people. When you try to change too many things at once, it becomes overwhelming, and you are more likely to give up on all of them. But if you focus on building one solid habit first, once that becomes automatic, you can add another one.
I agree with that. I've definitely made the mistake of trying to overhaul my entire life at once. Like in January, when everyone makes a bunch of New Year's resolutions. You start off really motivated, but within a few weeks, you've abandoned most of them because it's just too much.
Right. New Year's resolutions are notorious for that. People set these big, ambitious goals and then feel disappointed when they cannot maintain all of them.
Yeah, it's better to be realistic and build slowly.
Absolutely.
What about you, Brian? Have you successfully built any new habits recently besides the morning jog?
Yes, actually, I have also been trying to drink more water throughout the day. I used to forget to drink water and then realize at the end of the day that I barely had any. So now, keep a water bottle on my desk, and I try to refill it at least 3 times during the day.
That's a great habit. Staying hydrated is so important, but so easy to neglect. Do you find it's become automatic now, or do you still have to remind yourself?
It is getting more automatic, but I still have to remind myself sometimes. I set little reminders on my phone that help me stay on track.
That's smart. Using tools like reminders or habit trackers can really help.
Definitely.
Okay, here's another one. What's a common habit that you think most people should develop but don't?
I think one habit that would benefit almost everyone is regular reflection or journaling. Taking even just 5 or 10 minutes at the end of the day to think about what went well, what did not go well, and how you are feeling can provide so much clarity and self-awareness. But most people, including me sometimes, skip this because it feels like just one more thing to do.
I think that's such a valuable habit. I've tried journaling a few times, but I always stop after a week or two. I think it's because I put pressure on myself to write these long, eloquent entries, when really it could just be a few quick notes.
Right. It does not have to be perfect or time-consuming. Even just writing down 3 things you are grateful for each day can make a difference.
That's true. I should try that approach, keeping it simple and not overthinking it.
Exactly.
What about a habit you think people should break but often don't?
I think constantly checking your phone is a habit that so many people have but really should break, or at least reduce. We are all guilty of this. You are in the middle of a conversation or a task, and your phone buzzes, and you immediately check it. Even though it is probably not urgent, it fragments your attention and makes it hard to focus or be present.
I am definitely guilty of that. I'll be reading a book or talking to someone, and I hear a notification and I just have to check it. It's become such an automatic response that I don't even think about it anymore.
Same here, and the thing is, most of those notifications are not important. They can wait.
They really can. I think we've all become conditioned to respond immediately to every ping and buzz, even though it's not necessary, and it's probably making us more stressed and distracted.
Absolutely. I have been trying to turn off non-essential notifications and keep my phone in another room when I am working or spending time with people.
That's a good strategy. Creating physical distance from your phone makes it easier to resist the urge to check it constantly.
Exactly.
All right, here's a more personal question. Have you ever tried to break a bad habit and failed? What happened?
Oh yes, many times. One example is that I have tried multiple times to stop drinking coffee late in the afternoon because it affects my sleep. But I always end up going back to it because I feel tired in the afternoon and the coffee gives me that boost I think I need, even though I know it is probably making my sleep worse, which then makes me more tired the next day. It is a cycle I have not been able to break yet.
That's such a relatable struggle. It's hard to break a habit when it provides an immediate benefit, even if it's causing problems later. Have you thought about replacing the coffee with something else, like tea, or just taking a short walk when you feel tired?
I have tried tea, but it does not quite give me the same boost. The walk idea is interesting, though. Perhaps I should try that.
It might help even. Just getting up and moving for 5 minutes can wake you up a bit.
That is a good suggestion.
What about you, Brian? Do you think people can really change, or do our habits define who we are?
That is a deep question. I think people can definitely change, but it requires genuine effort and commitment. Our habits do shape who we are in many ways because they determine how we spend our time and energy every day. But I do not think we are stuck with our current habits forever. If you recognize a habit that is not serving you well, and you take consistent action to change it, you can absolutely become a different version of yourself.
I love that perspective. It's hopeful, but also realistic because you're acknowledging that change is possible, but not easy.
Right, change is possible, but it takes work.
Definitely. Okay, last question. What advice would you give to someone who wants to build a good habit or break a bad one?
I would say start small and be patient with yourself. Do not try to make huge changes overnight because that is usually not sustainable. Pick one habit you want to work on, make a specific plan for how you will do it, and then commit to doing it consistently even on days when you do not feel motivated. And if you slip up, which you probably will, do not beat yourself up about it. Just get back on track the next day.
That's really solid advice. I would add that it helps you understand your triggers and obstacles. If you know what situations or feelings make you fall back into a bad habit, you can plan for them and find ways to avoid or manage those triggers.
That is an excellent point. Awareness is so important.
And I think having some kind of accountability can help too, whether that's telling a friend about your goal or using an app to track your progress. When you know someone else is watching or you can see your streak of successful days, it motivates you to keep going.
Absolutely, accountability makes a big difference.
Well, Brian, I think we have covered habits pretty thoroughly today.
We really have. This has been a really thoughtful conversation.
I agree. I hope everyone listening feels inspired to work on their own habits, whether that's building new ones or breaking old ones.
Me too.
Thanks so much for joining us today, everyone.
We hope you enjoyed our conversation about habits.
These are such important patterns in our lives that shape who we are and how we feel every day. We'd love to hear from you. What's a good habit you're proud of? What's a bad habit you're trying to break?
Share your experiences in the comments below. We love hearing your stories.
And if this conversation helped you practice your English, please give us a like.
It really helps us keep making these videos.
Don't forget to subscribe so you can join us for more conversations.
Thanks again for being here with us today.
Take care and good luck with your habits.
See you next time.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.